Alright guys, what is up and welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Cade and today I have for you guys a review and a build in the Talos P1A case. This is a case by Gamdias and honestly I love this case, but I would just want to give a huge thanks to them before we get into the video because they sent me this case at a greatly discounted price. I was looking at buying this case when I decided that I was going to upgrade my PC and I contacted them and they sent it to me, and they also sent me a power supply for a discount and a bunch of fans for free. So I really appreciate that from them. And then the final thing I wanted to say is that they did not pay me for this video, and although this is kind of a sponsored video, they didn't make me say anything, so I'm saying my true honest opinion of what I think of this case in this video. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright guys, we just received our Talos P1A case from Gamdias, and as well as that, we have this case which we're going to be doing a review on and putting my PC in, but we also received a power supply from them a little while ago. This is an RGB power supply, 750 watt, gold, whatever, I don't know all the specifics, but that's also from Gamdias, so we're going to be reviewing that as well. And then we also have a 5-pack of RGB fans right there, so we're going to be building this in the new PC. But before we do that, we're going to be unboxing the case, so let's get into that. All right, session number 2, here we go. All right guys, it is time for the first startup of this brand new PC, so let's see if it works. Okay, we got some colors on the back fans. We don't have colors on these front fans. Not really sure why that is, but as you guys can see, the back 3 fans have colors, but these outside and this do not have color. So we're gonna try to figure that out. All right, we got the desk back set up, and unfortunately, I couldn't do anything but have that cord there, but you know, we'll figure that out later. But final test, see if the monitors turn on. So here we go. All right, that's powered up. Oh baby, let's turn it on. Do we actually get anything? Make sure we have it on the right display port. Oh, look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We are rolling. So, got the fans there. In the inside setup, we got the fan there. We got the fans in front, and then we have the RGB strips around the edge. So, everything's set up. I'm gonna open up the case for a second here, so give me 1 second and I will open it up for you guys. All right, this is the inside. When I opened it up, it's a little bit louder, but as you guys can see, we have all of our beautiful fans. And honestly, there's not that many cables. I'm pretty happy with the job I did. Down here is a little bit messy, but there wasn't really much I could do with that because of the way the cables are. But up here, we're pretty clean. So I think it turned out pretty amazing, honestly. So that's going to be about the end of this video in terms of, you know, setting it up. I'm going to do a review on the case and the fans and tell you guys what I think about them in a minute here. But that is about it. One thing other that I wanted to say is I'm going to upgrade this a little bit further. So I want to get an i9, so I'm going to upgrade that. And then a different motherboard, and then I want to get a 2080 in here eventually, and the last thing I want to upgrade is obviously the RAM. So that's all the upgrades that I have planned for this, but without further ado, let's kind of jump into my review of this case.
All right, guys, let's get into the review of this case. So starting out in the first category, it's going to be aesthetics, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. This case looks phenomenal. The plastic feels amazing and looks good. Everything about this case looks good. The RGB strips on the side make it look so well, and I love the 3-look RGB fan in the front. It just makes it look amazing. And the best thing about this case is the tempered glass. It's perfect. I love the tinting on it. It makes it where you can't really see the stuff you don't want to see in your case, but you can see the lighting and the RGB clear, and it honestly looks super good. So that's why I give it a 10 out of 10. I don't really think that there's anything that Gamdias could do to improve this. Now, the next category is build quality. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 on build quality, and the reason for this is because there's two things that I see that could be improved. But before we get into those, I just want to say that I don't think that these two things are a deterrent from buying the case. This is just me being super nitpicky, and these are things that Gamdias could improve in the future if they wanted to do. So the first thing is the side tempered glass panels. They look and feel amazing, but when you snap them into place, it's almost as if they don't fit in the case. They're really hard to push in, and the fit isn't very good. I feel like if you're opening and closing your case a lot, that it could chip over time and wear. And honestly, when you're closing it in, you have to, it sounds like the glass is grinding and you have to really shove it in there. At first, I thought that maybe these glass panels were the wrong panels and they didn't fit, but after trying to shove them in enough, I finally got them. But I feel like if you just kind of shave down the sides a little bit and put a little bit stronger magnets on it and just had it snap to the case, that would work a lot better instead of having that grinding sound when you're shoving it in. And then that leads me to the next problem. So the other issue I have is that at the top corners, both of the top corners, there's already some separation of the case. Now, it's not that noticeable at all, and I don't think it's going to get any worse, but I think that the reason this occurred was from the tempered glass panels. So I think if you fix that, that would fix the separation. But if for some reason you didn't want to fix the separation, or the glass panel, sorry, I believe that you could fix the separation by holding that together a little bit better. So those are the two things that I definitely would recommend changing, and I think would definitely help the case and the build quality of the case. But other than that, there's nothing really wrong with the case, and I think it's amazing. The cable management space is amazing, and everything about it, honestly, is just really, really good in terms of build quality. Besides those two things, and those two things I don't feel like are big enough to deter somebody from buying this case. Now, the next one is price, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. This case goes for $150 on Amazon, and honestly, I think that's a great price point. Everything about this case is well built in terms of the material used, and honestly, I'm surprised at the fan quality for the price this case came in at. I was thinking that they wouldn't be that good, but honestly, they feel super, super, super solid. I think that it has the most RGB lighting compared to other cases in its price point, and it is well built and has plenty of space for cables and everything that you would want in a mid-tower PC. Now, overall, I think I give this case a 9 out of 10. I think that the price is great and the case looks and feels beautiful, and it's overall just a great case if you want an RGB gaming computer case. That being said, thank you so much to Gamdias for the huge discount on this case and the power supply, and for sending me the fans for free. And if you guys are interested in buying this case, I'll leave a link for that down below. I also wanted to mention that this case has a variation, or like a kind of, it's like has variations. So there is a smaller version of this case. That's the Talos P1, and the case that I received was the Talos P1A. So if you're wondering which one of these to buy, honestly, it's up to you and what you need and your opinion, but both cases look exactly the same. The only thing that is different is the size of the case, so it kind of depends what you're trying to fit into your case, but they both look the exact same. The Talos P1 is just a little bit smaller. And the final thing I wanted to say is that Gamdias did not pay me for this video. They sent me these things at a discount, but they did not tell me what to say. I said what I wanted to say. I honestly, if I hated the case, I would have said that, but I didn't. I love the case, and so everything in this video was pure honest opinion, and they didn't have any bias over what I said. So that's about it for the video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe if you guys did enjoy. Also, be hyped. I'm going to have a review on the Ducky 1-2 mini keyboard coming out very soon for you guys. So if you're excited for that, make sure you stick around the channel. But other than that, we'll see y'all later. Peace.